Class 9 Biology, Chapter Why Do We Fall Ill? Video number 1. Topics covered: health, conditions necessary to stay healthy, healthy and disease free condition, signs and symptoms of diseases, and acute and chronic diseases. Our body is a complex system of cells that organize to form tissues, organs, and organ systems. In order to ensure that the body works properly, all the systems that are present in our body should work in a controlled and coordinated manner. As you all know, cell is a basic unit of all living organism, and it is made up of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, lipids, nucleic acids, etc. The cell, if you have a look at the structure of the cell, you find that it looks quite stationary. But in fact, cell is always in a dynamic state, as something or the other always keeps on happening within the cell. Now, what activities go within the cell is that there are lots of biochemical reactions that go within the cell where various types of biomolecules are formed. Then you find repair going on inside the cell. New cells are formed through cell divisions, old cell die. Then the different organelles within the cell keeps on moving and performing various activities. Cells organize to form tissues, tissues organize to form organs and organ systems, and so on. And every organ and the organ system which are present in our body, they work in a way to ensure that the body works properly or functions properly. For example, the heart, it's because of the cells, tissues that make the heart, that the heart keeps on beating so as to ensure that the blood is pumped to all parts of the body. The lungs, they help in breathing. The kidneys, they help in filtering the blood. And the brain does the work of thinking. And though these different organs, that is the heart, the kidneys, the lungs, and the brain, they have different functions to perform, but the functioning of all these different organs are all interconnected. If suppose one organ is affected, the other organ is sure to be affected. For example, if you take this picture which is given in the screen, if you see, if kidneys, you all know that kidneys are specialized to purify blood, right? They purify blood and remove the toxins. Now, if suppose the kidneys fail to function, if they fail to function, then what will happen? The toxins or the waste materials which are present in our body, they will accumulate via blood. They are going to be taken to heart, so they are going to affect the heart. The waste materials may move to the brain and accumulate over there, and so the brain may not be able to work properly. The heart may also not be able to work properly. So this shows that all the different organs and organ systems that are present in our body, they are all interrelated or interconnected. Okay, and so to ensure that all the different organs and organ systems are working properly, so as to ensure that the body works properly, one requires energy, and this energy is obtained from the raw material, that is the food. And hence it is very much important to have a proper diet. Food is a need to ensure that the cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems function properly. But then, if suppose the organs and organ systems or the cells do not work properly, then this may affect the health directly. Now, the next thing is that to next question is, what exactly health is? When we talk about the definition of health to people around us, different people will have different meaning towards health. If you ask your grandmother what according to her is health, then she would say that if she's able to do all her daily life activities properly, then she would say that she is healthy. Okay, like going to the market, going to neighbor's house and all, then she would say that if she's able to do all these simple basic activities, she will say that she is healthy. What about a small child, like a small kid who cannot speak? Okay, for her or his the child's mother to ensure that the child is healthy, what will be the sign that the mother will take into consideration? It will be if the child is playful, is happy, okay, and plays properly, then the mother would say that the child is healthy, or the child is okay. But if the child keeps on crying, does not play, does not eat food, that means that the child's health is some way or the other affected. For a teacher, if asked what is health, a positive attitude towards learning will be a healthy attitude. And if suppose the children are not interested in learning, then definitely the teacher might consider them as not to be healthy. So in these different examples that we have taken, we the definition of health becomes very clear, that the health is not just mere physical fitness. It has got many domains, like what WHO defines health as a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not just absence of disease or infirmity. Or infirmity means weakness, right? So this is what is health. It's a state of physical, mental, and social well-being, and not just absence of disease or infirmity. And if health is this, then health cannot be achieved by the person alone. You cannot be healthy by just through personal effort. Okay, so through personal effort, one cannot be healthy, because the health of an individual depends upon the surrounding or the environment. And when we talk about the environment can either be physical environment or it will be social environment. So physical environment includes the abiotic factors that surrounds us, and you have got many examples like cyclones, you've got the earthquakes, air pollution, water pollution. All these physical factors, they affect our health in many of the ways. Social environment is comprising of the societies where we live in, and it's quite important for one's health. A good social environment actually a need to stay healthy. And when we talk about societies where it's those places where we live in, you find the different kinds of societies exist. Like you just move to the slums, you'll find the condition of the slum is quite different from that of cities or villages. In fact, the physical environment of a place is decided by a social environment. Look at the conditions that you find in the slums. You find it's all polluted around, right? You don't find clean drinking water. So the physical environment is related to the societies. If you go to the cities, though the chances of having a good job is more in cities, but you find more of air pollution over there because of the factories and industries that are set up in cities. And villages, of course, they are much more cleaner when compared to that of the cities. So these examples show that how the physical environment of a place is related or is decided by the social environment. So the first need to stay healthy is a good physical and social environment. And how can we get a good physical and social environment? It is through public cleanliness. So public cleanliness is very much important for one individual health. It's not just that the one can stay healthy by maintaining all personal hygiene and through personal effort. Public cleanliness is also very important. Imagine what would be the condition if you find garbage accumulated at all places, the air being polluted with smoke and all other dust particles and other air factors. If you find the drains overflowing because of getting choked, you will not never be healthy. Even if you keep your houses clean, but all the surroundings, if you find in your surroundings you find breeding grounds of mosquitoes, garbage accumulated. So despite of maintaining personal hygiene, despite of taking a balanced diet or keeping the house clean, one you can never ensure you are to be healthy if your society, if the surroundings are not clean. So this cleanness of the society or the outer environment is a very important thing, and that is this is provided by the public health services. So public health services, it includes timely cleaning of the garbage and other waste materials, pest control, provision of clean drinking water, vaccination program, setting up of health centers, and so on. So these all activities are taken up by the public health services, and this ensures that the social and the physical environment is cleaner and better for living. The second important requirement to stay healthy is a good economic condition. As you all know that too, in order to stay healthy, we require a good food, a balanced diet which contains all the nutrients in right proportions. Right now, food is something which has to be earned. One will never give you food free of cost, and so for in order to earn food money so as to get a good food for the family, one needs to have a good economic condition. A proper training, a proper job is a need to stay healthy, that is to have a good economic condition. The third requirement to stay healthy is social equality and harmony. Imagine what would be the condition if there is a feeling of hatred, fight, jealousy, despite of maintaining personal hygiene, despite of public cleanliness. If you are unhappy, you will never be healthy, because when we define health, we state health as a state of physical, mental, and social well being. Hence, social equality and harmony, that is, having a feeling of joy, happiness, love, helping others, and seeking help from others. All this feeling has to be there in order to stay healthy. Apart from these, personal hygiene and is also a very important factor. One needs to take proper bath, you have to have clean clothes, so those there are many other things, and then to have a proper exercise. So these are all other things that can be done at a personal level to stay healthy, right? Now, if health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, then what would be disease? Now, the word disease is self explanatory. If you divide it, dis-ease, dis means disturbed, and ease is the comfort. So, disease can be defined as a state of discomfort that occurs because of improper functioning of the body or its part. And remember that one may suffer from one may be in a state of discomfort without knowing the actual cause of a disease. Like if someone has loose motions, the moment one gets loose motions or headache, the person comes to know that there's something wrong with the body without knowing the actual cause, whether it is because of some kind of infectious agent or because of some other reason. So without knowing the actual cause, one may be in a state of discomfort. Now, if disease is a state of discomfort that arises because of improper functioning of the body, that is, it results from when there is a change in the functioning or appearance of one or other body part or a system. If this is disease, then what is a disease free condition? What is a disease free condition? A disease free condition is a condition where there is absence of discomfort. When the body parts are functioning well, there's absence of discomfort, then that is what is called as a disease free condition. Now, the next question is a disease free person also healthy? Is a disease free person also healthy? This is a question. The answer is a disease free person may or may not be healthy. The person may or may not be healthy. Okay, because health, as already stated, is a state of physical, mental, and social well being, and disease is a state of discomfort, and disease free is a state of absence of discomfort, which may so that's what is disease free. It's a state of absence of discomfort, right? So how is a disease free condition different from a healthy condition? A healthy condition, when will a person be said to be as healthy? If the person is energetic and is able to perform as per requirement. So, if a person is energetic and is able to perform as per requirement, then the person will be said to be as healthy. For example, if suppose a football player can stretch and play football well, then he may be said to be in a healthy condition state, but if he for because of any of the reason is not able to perform to his best, then we would say that the person is disease free but may not be healthy. Similarly, for a dancer, if the dancer is able to stretch and bend her body to all graceful condition, then the dancer will be said to be as healthy as well as disease free. But if suppose because of being sad or because of one or the other reason, if she's not able to perform on a particular date or day, then despite of being disease free, she would not be said to be as healthy. Okay, so here is a difference between healthy and disease free condition. Healthy condition is a state of physical, mental, and social well being, and not just absence of disease or infirmity. Whereas a disease free condition is a state of absence of disease, absence of discomfort. Okay, now when we talk about healthy condition, it refers to individual, its physical as well as social environment. But disease free condition is related only to the individual. A healthy person will be also disease free, so it will a healthy person will be disease free or as well, but a disease free person may be in good health or in poor health also. Another difference between a healthy and disease free condition is a healthy person is energetic. Okay, the person will be energetic and will be able to perform as per requirement, but a disease free person's uh, performance will depend upon personal attitude and the social and the physical environment. So these are the differences between healthy and disease free condition. Now coming to, suppose a person is suffering from a disease, how will the person come to know that which disease is it? The person himself or herself will not start taking medicines. The disease has to be diagnosed. And how can the disease be diagnosed? Because as already stated, that a person will be suffering from a disease when there is a change in the appearance or functioning of the body or the body part. So when this happens, when the body part or does not function, if there is a change in appearance or functioning, then this will be shown in the form of symptoms and signs, and thus one may be able to know which disease is it. So diseases are diagnosed on the basis of signs and symptoms. Like we go to the doctor, then on the basis of signs and symptoms and the laboratory tests, the diseases are diagnosed. So let us now see what is the difference between sign and a symptom. There are almost related, but there is a slight difference between symptoms and signs. Symptoms, they are what a patient experiences. Okay, so symptoms are what a patient, it can be defined as one of the character of a disease. They are an indication that a person is suffering from a disease, is not well. And what is, when you go to the doctor, when you go and visit a doctor, what doctor asks you, that will be symptom. After listening to you, what doctors look into you or what doctor sees, that is a sign. Okay, so sign can be defined as a definite indication for a specific disease. Symptoms only indicate that the person may be suffering from a disease, but sign, what doctors looking for, they are definite indications of a specific disease, right? So the symptoms, you have got plenty of examples of symptoms. Okay, symptoms, as I said you, they indicate that the person might be suffering from a disease. So pain, nausea, chills, numbness, fatigue, okay, all these are examples of symptoms. Okay, this is what patient experiences, right? Signs, they, as I said you, they indicate what disease the person is suffering from. So this includes temperature, the pulse rate, blood pressure, wounds, and all these things. They are all the signs of diseases. On the basis of signs and symptoms, the doctors goes for laboratory test, and after the result of the test come, then they prescribe medicines. So this is how the diseases are diagnosed, on the basis of signs, symptoms, and laboratory tests. Now, coming to the severity of a disease. Any kind of disease, it The manifestation of the disease will depend upon how long the disease has affected the person, that is the duration of the disease, and whether the disease is infectious or non-infectious. Right? Now let's see about the acute and chronic diseases. Now, based upon the duration of time the disease affects a particular person, diseases may either be acute or chronic. Let's see what is an acute disease. An acute disease is a disease which lasts only for a shorter period of time. There are many diseases that we keep on suffering from, and those diseases which last for a short duration of time and does not have a long-term effect on the health, they are called as acute diseases. So common cold, then you've got malaria, typhoid, all these are examples of the acute diseases. Right? Now, chronic diseases. Chronic diseases are diseases which last for a longer period of time and they have a drastic effect on the body of the person. Like if a person is suffering from, say, acute disease like common cold, you'll not find any kind of loss of body weight or their loss of appetite or any such thing, right? You just find that there will be a state of discomfort for few days and then the person will recover very quickly. So recovery is, for complete recovery is possible, right? And the person's health, the general health of the person is not much affected. But in case of chronic diseases, like in case of tuberculosis, you find there's problems in breathing. You may find that the person may not be able to eat properly. That is, there may be a loss of appetite, there may be a severe loss of weight, but this loss of weight you will not find in a disease, say, like in case of common cold. So they may be in case of chronic diseases, you find that the health of the person is drastically affected. So examples of chronic diseases, you have got elephantiasis. Okay, elephantiasis is caused by filarial worm. The disease is spread through the bite of mosquitoes. Then diabetes, tuberculosis, all these are examples of chronic disease. So here we have differences between acute and chronic diseases. Acute diseases last for a shorter duration of time, whereas chronic diseases affect our body for a longer duration of time. The person who suffers from acute disease, and you generally find that the person recovers quickly and completely. But in case of chronic diseases, recovery is quite slow and the health of the person is generally affected. So complete recovery you hardly find in this case. The side